I do my intro now, bitch? And now I'm cancelled. Breaking news. Famous YouTuber Dinosaur Plays cancelled for calling her friend a bitch.
You're not famous. You're more
Shut
like the
your
amateur famous.
Shut your bitch ass up. Let me play pretend.
Pretend my ass.
Hello, everyone. My name is
My name is
Dinosaur Plays.
Dinosaur Plays.
Girl!
I think both turned to Satan.
As I think this is just gonna be 40 minutes of me attempting. I think this is just gonna be 60 minutes of me attempting to do my intro and then giggling. Will I even get past the screen and subtitle language settings? Probably not.
Saying Stan Marsh and fucking Kyle.
Hello, everyone.
Everyone.
My name.
Everyone. My name is Stumpy.
Ah!
I like that delay. I like the delay.
I turned to the audience to my left, and the second I was facing my closet, I went, ah!
It's calling back to me. It's saying, "Come back to the closet."
You see, when I look to say something to my viewers, I look left because that's where my closet is, and all of my viewers are actually homosexuals. And when I'm talking to somebody on the mic, I either turn left to face the closet because, again, half of my friends are homos, or I turn right to look at the wall.
So you're looking at a non-existent camera.
Yes, I look to the audience in shock and say, what the skibbity?
What the Sigma?
Anyways, back to what I was saying.
Hello,
Internet.
Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Hello, everyone. My name is Markiplier.
Hello, everyone. It's Stumpy. Top of the morning, dear laddies.
Hello, Minecraft fans. I'm Luke the Notable. Come on,
It's
Alex.
Happy Wheels.
No, you had to say, and I'm the Tors.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. Do that again.
Hello, Minecraft fans. My name's Luke the Notable.
And I'm the Tors.
What the fuck?
What? It's because I could do a more feminine impression more than you.
Why did I just... I need to be put in a rubber room with rats. And rats? They make me
Shut the fuck!
crazy.
No, I'm kidding.
Shut the fuck up.
That one fucking meme. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, now we can act. We've finally gone through so many famous intros. I think it's time we actually introduce ourselves. My name is Dinosaur Plays, and today I'm joined by my lovely friend and other YouTuber. Link to his channel in the comments. Introduce yourself, bud.
Hi.
Good enough.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex. Or should I say the genius Alex?
We should probably come up with a new name and an improved intro for you, but we'll worry about that later. For now, you're alright.
So far, we're good. We're decent.
Yeah, how much of this video do you think the intro was?
20 minutes at minimum.
4 minutes. Anyways, I think it's time. I think
Jesus
it's time
fucking
we do the intro.
Christ. Longest intro ever.
Dude, that intro is longer than like one of the. That video, that intro is longer than one of the videos on my channel. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Have I?
We're gonna have to create some fucking core clips of us, like me and my fucking bestie core. It's just fucking clips and videos.
The one pinned video. Can you put? I want to make an introduction post that just describes what my content is. Can you get your mic out of your rectum? Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Have I seen people play the Stanley Parable before? Yes. Stop!
How loud is it?
Loud. Please adjust the
Oh,
slider. Please adjust the slider until the computer's barely visible.
need to.
Time to go to my soundboard. Shut up! Dang it. It's not on my soundboard. What the fuck? Are we in an echo chamber? Why does that get my was that?
You're being an echo.
Whoa, I'm a ghost. Not to be compared with Ghost. That guy was shitty.
How do you feel about being a ghost?
Ooh. Anyways,
Mm.
can you stop that? Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible.
There you go. How do you feel about that?
No, I don't think I
I'm gonna watch that whole fucking video and be like, ooh, shapes and colors.
No. No, I don't think I
Why?
will. Alright, we
Huh?
can finally move on. Please enter the current time. It is, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24, 28. No. Wait, I don't know how. I'm gonna shoot myself. Why is this so confusing? Sorry, guys, I might have had a bit of an overreaction to it. No, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. No, I don't think I will touch my accessibility. Begin the game! The end is never the end. The end is never. The end is. The end is the end. The end is. Where am I? How do I do my job? Guys, I don't think I paid attention when I went to school. Resume the game. Begin the game again. Settings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I
Stanley
want
decided to go to the meeting room.
to.
Perhaps
Number
he
one
had
death.
simply missed a memo.
No! Let me back in my room! Are you special, Alex? What are you doing, Alex?
All of his
You
co-workers
okay?
were gone. What could it mean?
I'm gonna have a
Stanley decided to go to the
schizophrenic
meeting room.
breakdown because
Perhaps
of
he had
this
simply
game.
missed a
Ooh, what's
memo.
in there? Turn the lights
But
on!
I don't have my
Blind
headphones
me!
on. I don't have any headphones on.
Blind me! Shoot me in the forehead! Call me daddy!
When Stanley came to a set of two open
You mean
doors, he
mommy?
entered the door on his
Yes,
left.
I do mean mommy. Hang on, guys. Now we gotta
Cause
find
you're
out
not a
what left.
man, you're a woman, so basically they're gonna have to call you mommy, but not
I'm gonna
dad.
shove 17 inches of venom down your throat.
Just shove 50,000 pounds of estrogen down your ass.
Can we be normal for 2 seconds?
Can you be normal for 5 seconds?
Left.
Lead.
Right.
Rubber raggy.
Alright, so
I am
obviously,
making you more content as we go.
obviously this is right, which means this is left.
This was not the correct way
No,
to the
that's
meeting room, and Stanley knew
Reggie,
it
and
perfectly
that's
well. Perhaps
Am I Stanley? Because if I'm Stanley, I did not know it perfectly well. I don't know
Wait,
my
you're playing
directions.
fucking.
he wanted to
Wait,
stop
what are
by
you
the
playing?
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yay, the employee lounge. Where's the employee lounge? Papa never taught me how to go to work.
Yes, truly a
The
room worth
Stanley
admiring.
Parable.
It had really been
They
worth the
fucking.
detour
Give
after
me
all,
the
They
just to
planned.
drugs!
spend a few moments in Ega's immaculate, beautifully consulted room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it
Can you
all in.
stop consuming me?
Ooh, it's a window. Let me in the window. Arrgh!
Let me in the window.
Yes,
Let me in the
really.
window.
But eager
Fucking
to get
emoji,
back to
TikTok
business,
happy emoji.
Stanley took the first open door
Fucking
on
get
his left.
annihilated. Demon
This is
emoji.
this is the first open door on. Wait, no. This is my left. That's my right. But guess we gotta keep going forward. Where am I? Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Caution. Do not lie. What if I wanna lie? I'm a homo! I seem to have not been incinerated for lying.
Mommy ASMR, she bakes
Stanley
you
was so
cookies
bad at
after a
following
long
the...
day at work. And
Can
fucking
you
hold the tray.
can you shut up?
directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, shutting up.
Look,
Wait,
Stanley,
no!
I think
Don't
perhaps we've
kidnap
gotten off
me!
on the wrong foot.
No!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good on
Wow.
him, Stanley. Everyone thinks
Not
you're
even
very
12
powerful.
minutes into the video and I've already died? Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Alright, I
Stanley
don't need to
decided go
struggle
to
with
the meeting room.
directions anymore.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
That's the right, guys. I know my directions.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Just like depression.
Can I speak again?
Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. One,
Can I? Can
1,000.
I? Can I speak again?
Soon, my child, I've got to read things. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. 5 grand. I don't have
Stanley, I
5
think
grand.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story
narrator's
has
a
been about
homo.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
No!
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
Stop.
I'm not asking for me,
Stop making this game existential.
I'm asking for. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who's her?
She's been waiting.
Who? Where am I?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
No!
If you can truly place
No!
your faith in another,
No!
then
I got
pick up
2
the phone.
phones. One for the... Let me out. Let me out. I don't want to pick up the phone. No.
Am I allowed to speak again?
Yes. Get me away from the phone. I got 2 phones. One for the... Alex, I don't think I'm gonna be able to leave this room without picking up the phone. What if I said I don't know how to pick up the phone?
Sorry, what?
picked up the phone. Where am I? Hello?
Stanley, is that you? Hold
No.
on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Let me go back.
Now,
I want to go back to work. I don't want life.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
My wife? My wife?
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show.
No, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy. No, no, no. People will commit their life to me. Stop being a prick narrator, bitch face.
You what's really going on here.
This is my
This is
lovely
a very
wife.
sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Honey, honey, please save me.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From
No.
behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild
Ah,
expeditions into the unknown,
Alex!
fantastic discoveries of new lands. It
Ow.
was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Alex, I have to press the. Are you alright?
Mm-hmm. I'm tired.
Go to bed.
And so he began to fantasize about his
If
own
I do,
job.
I'm gonna
First,
wake
he
up at
imagined that
fucking
one day
10 in
while
the
at work,
PM,
he stepped up from his desk
PM.
to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Let me out.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Please press square to prepare dinner. What if I don't want to prepare dinner? Love, make me a sandwich. Jarvis, make me a sandwich. Tony Stark said calmly.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with new
No,
possible paths and destinations.
the world is
Down one
pissing
path lay an
itself.
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Please press circle to tell your kids a story. Alex, do I tell my kids a story?
It was such a wonderful
Do I tell my kids a story?
Mm-hmm.
fantasy,
Alright.
and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
The
Surely
world
there's
is
an answer
pissing.
down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press triangle to tell your wife you love her. No, 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 nuh-uh, nuh-uh, no,
But there is no answer. How could there
no.
possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
How long exactly do I have to wait? What the Sigma?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him
Election?
to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press left arrow to question everything.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not
The
so
Stanley
different, I suppose.
Parable!
I'll
Yes!
try once more
They
to
said
convey
it!
all this to him. and compel
He said it! He said the thing!
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please
And I tried
die!
again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Alex? My objective just told me to die. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't miss memos. This way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet. I can go in the
Stanley
broom
stepped into
closet.
the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Broom closet. Alex, do you ever just chill out in the broom
There was
closet?
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I'm entering Satan's lair. What's this say? I ain't reading all that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
Where
why
am
had he
I?
taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
This is all a
Oh,
dream.
what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything
Why
that
is
I'm
there
doing
a
and
voice in
thinking?
my head dictating everything
Now
that
the
I'm
voice
doing
was
and thinking?
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I am
I
totally not
am
lost.
okay.
I'm totally gonna go insane by the end of this. This looks like an office building.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
Ah!
someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Gasp! No.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What? No.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
No!
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, is that the end of the game? Did I win? Darn it! I'm back!
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Nope, this game's gonna make me shoot myself.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Does
entered
this
the
room
door on
look
his
bigger
left.
than normal, or is my mind just being fucked? 242. Interact with every door you see. No one's here. Where
Yet
are
there
all
was
my
not a
friends?
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Boss. I've got the feeling money is for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. I've got this feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse, lady. Hey, no! Let me in the bathroom! I've got this feeling inside my bones. Surely this can only go good places, right? Wait, am I going down or up? Alex. Dang it, Alex is dead. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy. Bang. Slap it.
Loving that mellotron.
Hey, wait a minute. I was just here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
3, 2, 4, 8.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Gasp! This looks incomplete. Do I press this button? Or do I go this way? Obviously I touched the button because it's red and glowing. And everyone knows that you press red glowing buttons when you don't know what to do. Source? I made it the fuck up.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Hello?
Stanley
Mommy?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Dad.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
You have to be wrong about that, Mr. Narrator guy. I would never.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around
Nope.
and get back on track.
Okay, let's go down.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and
Yes.
willingly confront his death.
My death lies behind. Satan? Well, no time like the present to jump into the bowels of Satan. Oh. I didn't prepare a parachute, did I? Oh. I'm alive?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No. Huh?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Huh? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm alive?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Where am I?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Where am I? Warzone? I don't think I was meant to come here yet. This looks very final, doesn't it? I don't think I belong in here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need
Gay!
one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
No.
Listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other
Turn off my PlayStation. There's no other way to
way
beat
to
this game.
beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Yippee! My existential crisis is over because I got turned into a gelatinous substance. Wakey wakey, Stanley. You can't stay jello forever.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
My friends.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I missed a memo. Alright, time to listen to every order the narrator says. This doesn't look like something I've passed before, but maybe I'm
When
just...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Boss. I'm here, boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Calming New Age music. My faith. Let me out! Ah, I hate it.
Soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Alright, don't go down existential alleyway, which is escape. Turns out the narrator was right about only my inevitable death via violence to be there.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
MCF. My face went. Yeah, I can totally read this.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I want my mommy.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Impossible!
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind
Can't
to
see.
the world?
Turn on the lights. Lights. Hello.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big
Stop.
bomb and then nothing.
I can survive.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
Stop
Or will you
it.
let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
No! That can't be how the game ends.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
That
office.
can't be how it ends, right?
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
No. I don't know what to do. You're all under arrest. Loading. No, don't load things. No. Alright, shut down the memory tank this time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Lights!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Cameras! Lights! Camera!
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Action!
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery...
I turned it off. I win now, right? I won, right? Right?
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Alright.
Was it over?
Did I win? No. That can't be how it ends.
He had won.
Oh,
He
where?
had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Heaven.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
The narrator.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
None.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Impossible. That's not how the Stanley Parable ends. No. There's gotta be
All of
more.
his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yes. No. Maybe. It doesn't feel right.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content? What could that mean? I feel like I'm gonna let it go, right?
Hello,
I feel like
and
I'm gonna...
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await.
Alright, well this is where we're gonna end it. Remember, you matter, I'm proud of you, I care about you, and goodbye. I'll see you next Stanley Parable episode.